Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Superhero Spotlight, where we take a look at figures for Modern Age and Bronze Age and shine a spotlight on them and see how you build teams around them, how they play, strategies, tactics, and just going over them in general. Today's episode is on Cypher number 006 from House of X. Okay, let's start with Modern Age. Cypher would be best utilized on X-Men themed teams mostly, serving as their primary supporting piece on the team. He should be paired with potent attackers like Wolverine, Juggernaut, Old Man Phoenix, Apocalypse, or even Vulcan. Cypher does have team-up cards, but for this episode we will be focusing on the Sage and Trinary team-up card. With that said, you can also pair him with those two figures if you're able to predict that the metagame will be chock full of robot-themed teams, or Spider-Man family robot teams, or just plenty of robots in your tournament or metagame, such as Omega. Stats and powers and traits. Cypher is the quintessential support piece for X-Men teams, and the combination of Perplex, Barrier, and Telekinesis make him a must-play for any X-Men team looking for a cheap Perplexer who can also get attackers into position, especially with his sidestep. 3 clicks of life isn't a lot for 35 points, but he does pack toughness the entire dial for a bit of longevity, and he has Barrier for some protection that can knock back characters 2 squares. The team-up card. As of now, there are only 3 total options for the team-up card, and both are in the House of X set, obviously. Trinary is a cheap outwitter who can bring in a 50-point or less non-X-Men robot and still not break theme, which is great to utilize for special outwit. Figures like the Danger Room Constructs or Amazo come to mind. There are 2 Sages, one at 40 points and one at 50 points. Both have outwit, but I prefer the cheaper one because she also has leadership, willpower, and TK. She's another great support piece if you're going the X-Men team-up route. Keep in mind that this is over a third of your team, so the main attackers you add to the team will have to be efficient enough to deal damage, as this 105 points really can't deal any damage. Cypher is a straightforward piece. Use his sidestep to get into position and use his Perplex to pump up your attacker and TK them into combat. For the most part, Cypher will be in the back, mainly using his TK and Perplex to help your attackers, as well as be within range for theme team props. On X-Men teams, he can also use the X-Men team ability to heal set attackers. If you go against robot teams and you're running the team-up card, they're basically like the Danger Room Constructs, only taking 1 damage at a time, which is perfect for your retaliators to get into combat the next turn and for your characters to live longer. Now let's look at Bronze Age. I see Cypher mainly on X-Men theme teams or New Mutants theme teams that want to utilize the New Mutants ATA. Wolfsbane anyone? In Bronze Age, he isn't as cheap as other figures that have TK or Perplex. Sometimes you can get 2 figures for less points than Cypher. So perhaps aggro X teams that need an on-theme cheap TK Perplexer could use Cypher's services. Blackbird teams aren't as good because for 10 points less, you can use Moira McTaggart, who has Perplex, Leadership, and brings a student ID card. Perhaps you can combine the 2 if you want to use a team-up card, since you can't have 2 characters with the same name on your main force. Lastly, with easy access to TK through resources or equipment, needing TK on a figure isn't as imperative as it is in Modern Age. However, in Bronze Age, he will be able to call in some good ID cards, like a secondary attacker such as Hawkman, or retaliators like Iceman or Atom. Overall, Cypher is the linchpin for X-Men teams to be truly viable in Modern Age, as he is the one affordable piece that provides all the necessary support powers needed for X-Men to be competitive. His low point value means that you can add some serious X-Men attackers to your team, so you can bring the pain. That concludes this episode of Superhero Spotlight. Hope you enjoy, and as always, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys want to see on the next episode, and until next time, when in doubt, perplex the attack.